Happy New Year, Scorpio. So we're going to have a look at the Equinox astrological New Year for Scorpio from the 1st of April to the 1st of April next year. I'm going to start by looking at your astrology and then we'll do the tarot spreads. So having a look at where the planets are placed, you have in the 4th sector you have Pluto. Now this is going to be there for a while with Pluto now in Aquarius, and this is going to be creating sort of changes within your home and living circumstances. When I say changes, it's not changes in a quick way. This is a slow progress. It's like as this moves on, through the years, actually, Pluto going through that 4th, you're going to feel like your circumstances are sort of not in your control for your living, as in you sort of just got to go with the flow and see where the universe takes you, because it's going to be quite transformative by the time you've come through this Pluto moving through this 4th sector. When I say transformative, what you're wanting is like what you want today could be quite different to what you want in 6 months' time for your living circumstances. So fated situations, connections, and experiences are sort of, in a way, pulling you into different places and different living experiences. In the 5th sector, you have Mercury conjunct Node, and this is a great time to be connecting with others. It's a great year for sharing with those that are like-minded, sharing interests, hobbies, and connections. It's a good time for communicating ideas. Also a great time for creative ideas with others as well, and you could be bringing in a lot of creative types of different variety of interests with that Mercury node. And with Mars there as well, you're going to feel quite creatively inspired or driven to explore your own creative energy and skills. It's also really good for any children that you have, or if you're wanting to bring in children with Mars there in the 5th, this is a very, very productive time. When I say it's good for your children, meaning there could be good news around your children, expansion, growth, and again, work opportunities. In the 6th sector, we have the Sun, Saturn, Neptune line-up, which has been the highlight of the equinox, and this is quite a it's quite a challenging combination, because with this Neptune Saturn, it sort of breaks down a lot of our understandings, our beliefs, and there could be a bit of uncertainty around your work sector of what is it that you're really wanting to do, or you may be wanting to break away and make some changes. But with Neptune there, you can feel quite concerned or fearful, or not really clear on what that's going to look like or whether you should do it. With Neptune energy, it's not one that we want to always act on. Not saying we shouldn't act on it, but we don't feel quite clear enough to be able to act on it, because a lot of uncertainty and a lot of where the mind flitters from this could be really good and fantasizes about something, and then it goes on, oh no, I was really on the wrong track there. So with that, I feel like what it's doing is just sort of breaking down any blockages around your whole routine, around your whole work situations. It's a great time to be breaking patterns, looking deeper into the subconscious, and really looking at your financial beliefs as well, within what was conditioned into you and what you believe about what you can create for yourself financially. You also have Moon, Venus in your 6th sector, so that's a really lovely one for caring and nurturing others. 6th sector can also involve small animals, so you might feel inclined towards working with animals, especially those types that need a lot of care. And you have Chiron in the 6th sector as well, and that's a very healing placement for Chiron. And with that, it means that you are going to could be exploring your own healing capabilities and your own ability to heal others and to help others throughout this year. In the 7th sector, you have Uranus, Uranus. The seventh sector is all about relationships. It's all about your connections. And, those that when I say your connections, all about your special relationships where, partnership, marriage, or just special friendships where you share a lot together. And with Uranus there, that can feel a little bit unsettled, but it's also expect the unexpected with Uranus. So if you think you, know which direction a relationship's going, and then you may then that could change. But it's like if you just go with the flow and enjoy the excitement of the relationship, you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of fulfillment in it for you. So those that are on their own could find themselves sort of suddenly in a relationship, and then things could feel a little bit unsettled. This can continue on for a little bit, but with Uranus, it's about to move into your 8th. So actually, to be clear, actually, you are at the end of this. You've been going through this for a long time with not knowing what to expect with relationships, or getting into a relationship and then realizing, actually, this wasn't right for me, or, sort of suddenly just having a quick, sudden change of heart. But this is actually moving out by June. So you'll find that your relationship is actually going to be really, really settled, a lot more settled after the end of May. The 9th sector, you have Jupiter, so great year for travel. Overseas would be great as well with this 9th sector. Time to expand your horizon, so to speak, maybe go places you've never been before, visit new cultures, or you might find just from home learning about new things, different cultures, different hobbies, but of a sort of cultural nature. It's also a big, great time to study, learn, or research. And it's a time when you're going to go through a lot of spiritual growth, as well as being able to see how you can actually make more security for yourself. But I didn't want to use that word security because it feels more like, I don't want to use the word money. Just how you can have the lifestyle that you want more so, and how you can create that for yourself. Now, in the sector of friendships and community, you have in the 11th sector, you have the South Node, and the South Node's all about deep soul connection. So this could be a year where you're finding you are meeting a lot of deep soul connections of great importance. It's also a time when, you might find that you're getting more involved within communities. And when I say deep soul connections, these are, it's almost like you've been with them before in other lifetimes, you've done these things before. So it's got a lot of nice variety and new connections coming in through your environment. So let's have a look at the cards and see what else I can pick up for you. I'm going to do the Celtic Cross, and then I will do the word spread. Really good. This is looking really good. Especially, for new growth, especially for finances. Big relief, actually, because there's either a new position that you're wanting. Sorry, I need a bit more space. There's either a new connection. Sorry, I lost what I was saying. There's a new situation coming in that's going to be such a relief. It's either a new position of work, or a new, or financially some sort of reprieve coming in to actually help you again achieve your goals. There's been a big change coming up here with Scorpio, meaning you've sort of gone through a whole big cycle, and you're coming out of a cycle into a new cycle of, again, much more productive growth. So those that are in relationships, saying that, there's sort of been a time where you've been, learning about your own energy and spending a lot of time on your own, but sharing with others this is sort of saying that this is coming into a change as well. You're going to be allowing more connection and really working with another, it looks like relationship here, especially around home situation. So there seems to be this, about do I live by myself or do I share more? This is coming through this Hermit, the Lovers, and the Home card. So the Hermit it's all about working on yourself and being in your own space. When I say working on yourself, going inwards, and it doesn't mean it's work. It's more like I just need that space to myself to understand myself and to do my own thing and do the things I love with the Hermit. And then the Lovers is decisions in the home situation. So it feels like if you've had a year of sort of feeling like you've been doing everything yourself, you're going to have a lot more help this year. You're going to have a lot more sharing. This is all about not what you can do alone, but what you can do with another, coming up here in the cards. In your mind space, you could be, feeling a little bit confused or feeling a little bit uncertain about things. And this is all about looking ahead for the future. So this is where the Sun, Saturn, Neptune coming up in your sort of daily routine is like, oh, I'm not quite sure what direction to go in. Should I carry on, whether it's career, whether, it's just like, what will my future look like? I don't know. I'm just plodding along day to day where there's something new opening up for you that's going to give you a bigger picture of what you can actually work towards. So I do think you're wanting change, but you could be a bit scared of that, like with that Sun, Saturn, Neptune. Because you don't know what that looks like. But, you don't see this card here with the moon is confusion. It's sort of like, there's not clarity there. It's like, I'm sick of the patterns. I'm sick of the same old, same old. I'm sick of, people with their unconscious issues, or their patterned behaviour. And, here you're sort of going, well, I want to see what my future looks like, and I just can't see because I'm a bit blinded by that. And this other card here is about making decisions. Now, we never make decisions when we're not clear. So let it go. You don't have to make any decision. You just have to trust and know that clarity, will come, because like the moon, it shifts quite quickly. Things can be clouded over and unseen, and then we have, by the morning, the light of day. So it's a temporary card, but it is also, don't put your focus into what you're not wanting, or, what patterns that you're worrying about to do with yourself. What is my pattern? What is other people's patterns? Unconscious behaviours, addictions, etc. This is actually about I feel it's not something you can actually work out yourself. It's not something it's something that you just have to let it go. You have to say to the universe, can you just look after this for me, because I cannot nut this one out. It's not a problem I can solve. And, Scorpio, they go to the depths and they want to find the answers, and they're really good at problem solving. But this is more about within the mind, keep going to a place that is just not going to get you anywhere. So each time you do that, you say, give it to God, or give it to whoever you speak to, give it to the universe, and imagine bundling it up into a little parcel. I have this issue, this problem, I'm worried about this, can you look after it? Because that's all you can really do. Decisions about travel, about where you want to live, and it could be in a whole different environment to where you are. But I think you've got to trust your intuition in this, and just go with where it's working for you, as in where things seem to be flowing, where the universe seems to want to take you. So this is a really, potent time for Cancer to be using intuition, and they're very psychic, sign anyway. But I feel like, don't worry too much about decisions again. Wait until you have a bit more information, because again, you've got a similar thing, but this is a bit more intuitive, where she can't quite see. So it's really glary today. She can't quite see where she's going, of course, but this card is a real inner knowing, a real understanding, and this is our decision. Should I be here? Should I be there? Should I leave? Should I stay? It's like, what does your intuition tell you? Take a deep breath, and your intuition will tell you what that decision should be. But again, if you don't have all the information, don't make any big decisions. And to me, this card is generally a big decision relative to making a bigger change of your environment. Really nice year for love for Scorpio. It's a year where you're actually going to find, the things you're wanting are coming in and you're receiving it. And that's for you, what's covering you with the Ace of Pentacles, which not only brings abundance and better financial situations, and sort of see that as a pay rise, a promotion, a new job, but with this wonderful card of releasing and good fortune and just feeling like, well, thank God for that. This is really fortunate. And so it's a time when you, anything that you're wanting, because, there's pentacles can be anything. Security can be anything to us. And this is about what you're really wanting. It could be relationship. It could be a new life. It could be a project you're working on. But whatever it is, you're going to get very good news around that to make things happen for you. And there's a lot of excitement around your heart energy. You're feeling really enlightened. You're feeling really like the heart is expanding. I feel there's a lot of sort of, it's a really good year for Cancer to be working on self-love and to not be their own critics with this card here. But it's about a year of expanding through the heart and truly being your true self and feeling love, expressing love for others, and not to feel like I can't express it because I don't know how this other person doesn't express it, so I don't express it. Just be your true expressive self. Just do that regardless. Don't wait on others. This is sort of saying, I've had a few battles here around the heart, and some things haven't worked out. People get hurt. Don't want any hurt. But that's what's sitting there as Ace of Cups is opening up the heart and saying trust and honour your heart space. It can't be neglected and pushed aside. So, yeah, I really love these cards for Cancer. You have, you're going to be exploring new places. You're going to be travelling to places you haven't been before. You also could be looking at a new car or vehicle this year. I also feel that you're going to be new ways of connecting and relating to others. And I feel like this is all to do with travel. The outcome is really good because it's like you're going through a true year of bringing in so much self-love and belief in yourself. And I feel like because you're generating more of that, you are actually generating better people to you. You're generating more loving energies to you. Like I said, don't be your own self-critic, because, what you'll find is that then when you're criticised, you're feeling, you'll really feel that. When you truly believe in yourself, it's not going to matter to you what anybody thinks or says. So with that Strength card in the outcome, it feels like I don't need anybody else to build me up. I feel so good about who I am. And your relationships look really good. It looks like this is a year of major growth, and through believing in yourself, getting the relationships that you really are wanting and the love that you're really wanting coming to you. So quite a year of new experience for Scorpio, and in a year of where offers and opportunities are around you. I feel like offers that are there are meant to be there. It's not a time to be uncertain or fearful with the moon, and I'm not, we've got the fear card, so that's okay. I'm not saying you're too scared, but it's more like, should I go? Should I stay? Should I move? Or should I, if I stay, it's just a safe place to be in. But this is actually saying no. This is about you expanding, getting out of the old routines or the old situations and moving into a whole new life. So let's have a look at the wheel, which is the Zodiac wheel, and see what else I can pick up for Scorpio. We dropped one. Oh, yes, the one that was covering you, the Judgment card, the Relief card, the Good Fortune card, the Thank God that has happened card. Let's celebrate card. End of a big cycle, that card. And that cycle has been like when we get to the end of things and we're tired, and it's actually quite stressful. And then it's like we think this situation can never be resolved, or it's never going to end, or things aren't ever going to change, and then bang, it brings the changes. It takes us to new heights, that card. It's also about the ascension process, that card. So, you know, if you're going through any of that, feelings of ascension, feelings of more connection with your intuition, and that, this is a really strong year for Scorpio to be lifting their vibration to a higher level. So the highlight for the year is relationships. And change. Big change. But big change for the better. Sometimes it can feel a bit tumultuous. Could be sudden. Where's Uranus again? Oh, on the 7th. That's why. So the last little bit of that Uranus in the 7th, it's sort of like the last bit of tumultuous energy. Maybe it's the, you know, it settles things down. Some relationships that aren't meant to be in your life, maybe that's the time when it goes, okay, no more. I'm coming into a settled time now. Or maybe it's time when that relationship goes through a big transformation and they take a big risk. You know, things come together a lot better. Excuse me. So there are some worries here about your finances, and I think again that's, you know, with that Saturn, Neptune, Sun sitting in your 6th sector, you sort of are feeling like you're not bringing in enough with work. You don't know quite where the next dollar's coming from. I mean, it might not be that bad, but you know, it's like I think you're tired of the same old. You're sort of exhausted. Just like I don't want to do this anymore too for 6 years. So if I just go to the 6th sector, just look at the work side, yes, you're feeling like it's not really where I want to be anymore. It's not really what I want to be doing. There's other things, there's other plans. I need something new to excite me. So, you know, yes, we have to work for money, and that could be what exhaustion is. But I think also your physical body could be feeling a little bit tired here with work. And, you know, this is the card where you come to the end of it. And I said physical body because that can be a bit of back pain here. But it's also like when you feel like your cycle should have finished and you're still doing something. And it's like, no, I can't do this anymore. Now, this is just worrying about, like I said, this is in your workspace, which is more feeling like not wanting to do it. It's not such a physical experience. It's more emotional or mental, where this is more physical. And, you know, this is like wanting to just achieve more, have more than what you have, and to set yourself up more with more security, because it relates to your security and your assets. And, you know, this is going to be, you know, it's going to, whatever it is, it's going to work out. Let me just have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is that? So you sort of could be feeling a bit annoyed or squashed or disappointed with circumstances. But this seems to be like either legal matters or government matters, or maybe fines you need to pay, or taxes you need to pay, or, you know, it's just like, I'm sick of doing this, I'm sick of these roles, okay? Whatever that may mean. Anyway, I wouldn't worry too much about that, because I feel like this is going to be the motivation to get you into these, you know, into this new situation. So the 3rd sector, your sector of communication, it looks like your communicational skills are really good. You're really there helping others and helping others to sort of work out their problems. And with the working card being here to do with your, you know, your communication, that it's sort of indicating that, you know, maybe the work you're more wanting to do is could be more to do with your communication, your voice, and your mental agility, writing skills, etc. And you are developing new skills and talents. There's sort of a newfound love for a new hobby, a new interest, a new skill that you have sort of within you that you haven't yet explored, and sort of looks like you can do more and more of that, and even make more, or or do that from home, and bring in more extra money through doing that. So you also, to do with the home, there could be a new home situation. It's like you might feel that you need to be in a place that feels more comfortable, more nurturing. Again, really, really busy social time for you, where you've got new connections, new friendships, and new relationships coming in. If it's existing relationships here, it's going to, come to a whole new level of understanding. And, this is representing your soul, a soulmate card here, very strong soul connections where there is a really good understanding of each other. And if you're still gaining that understanding of each other, it seems to be coming in for this year. You have to wait, my Ziggy cat. So in the sector of work again, which I sort of briefly covered, was just this feeling of disappointment. And I think it's again, with the Tower card here sitting in the middle and your career card and sort of wanting to take a new direction, sort of, I think some things might come to an end, or some things may just happen where it's sort of, you go, well, what am I going to do now? And it's like, it's actually the universe supporting you to help you to, really find what you get more pleasure out of. Because if you're honest with yourself with your career, you're not really getting the pleasure or the joy from it. And when you're showing all these creative skills here, so like these other things, other talents, other skills. And I say creative, it might not be creative, it might, but often that card is creative, but it's more like skills that you haven't quite recognized in yourself here, that you're going to get to utilize. So like I said, this is relationships are at the forefront and they're going through changes, but there might be some frustrations at times in the first half of this year, building up. But I feel like anything that does come up seems to get resolved really quickly. So you'll be processing and working through things really quickly within relationships and the issues. So you're going through quite a high spiritual understanding, and not just with your intuition but also with knowledge. It looks like you're going to be learning new things of a more spiritual nature. It's like you're going to be coming into quite a time of wanting to explore more, and you might find that you're sort of remembering past lives in different places or different cultures, wanting to learn languages or wanting to learn more just about spiritual understanding or beliefs of different cultures. But either way, you're really exploring a lot more, and there's a lot of teaching skills that you have that I think are going to come out this year for you, with your own knowledge, and where you can utilize your skills to that level. So when we go through the teaching process, we also are going through the learning process. So the 10th sector, it's like you're a little bit scared to create too much of a big picture in case you're disappointed. So in other words, you might have this plan, okay, I'm going to move forward with this, but if I, but you're scared to see it as, as a success. And so what I mean by that is, you're just living in the now, and living in the now is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think we all need to have goals and things that we put ourselves into and put all our focus into. But so there are times when we have these plans, and then we can work towards those plans. Now, when you feel like things have not quite worked out how you thought they would, we have to look at, well, how much energy did we put into planning what we were wanting? Did we, or did we just float along to see what happens. Because if we didn't have this real focus of, okay, this is where I see myself, this is what I want to achieve, because that's how we reach those goals. That's the difference between someone who's really successful and someone who just sort of, just plods along, is that, the people that are really successful, they have this goal, they see it, they visualize it every day, they know it, they live it, they breathe it, and even though they're not in it, they feel this is where they're going to be. And I think you're a little bit scared to do that because things have been disappointing. But if you've never actually tried that, if you've never actually tried, okay, I'm going to visualize being in this place, or having this, and don't involve people in it, or even a place, but just your ultimate situation of what you're really wanting, because you don't want to manipulate things. You just want to be able to say, this is what I would like for my future, and this is how I'm going to make that happen. And through that, then you will never be disappointed. The disappointments come because life throws a lot of swords at us. Life throws a lot of hardballs at us that we sort of don't see coming and get smacked by, and then we go, well, I didn't think I'd be here at this point, this time in my life. I thought I would have. And it's like, well, what did you do to work towards that? So, we can start at any time working towards the goals we want. And when I say working towards it, visualizing it, seeing it, asking for it, writing it down. Then when we do that, we actually take the actions that we need to make things happen. We just do it because we're put into our unconscious. The next thing we're going, okay, I'm going to write this letter now, or I'm going to do this now. So, the more focus we put into what we want to see for our future, the more we create that. If anyone on there, I knew love can come through friendships, connections, or and again, putting yourself into new, hello, I'm back, into new environments. And in the 12th sector, it's quite a deep processing time for you. It's like you've got the Hermit there, but it's interesting because you're the Hermit sort of in your environment. And our last spread sort of saying you're quite happy on your own, but you're wanting to incorporate relationship now, where this is sort of saying, well, no, you're putting it into your unconscious now. You don't need to be on your own. You don't need to be doing everything yourself. You're used to that. You can do it, but it's sort of something from the past here, because this is a time of big change for you. It's a time of new growth, and it's a time of sort of spreading yourself in two different places, until you go and as this new cycle kicks in, and until you go, okay, this is where I want to be, then this is where you're going to be able to, really fully step in 100% into that ideal situation that you've been looking for a while. So I hope you enjoyed that, Scorpio, and I'm going to relieve my cat and let her outside. Have a great day. Bye.